I've been a huge fan of Godzilla for as long as I can remember. Now, let me take you back to the 90s for a second. And in the 90s, here in Canada, we had a channel called the Space Channel. Now, on this channel, they would show different sci fi movies, horror movies, TV series, and etc. And on specific weekends in the late 90s, they would show all the Godzilla movies from late into the night all the way until sunrise into the day. Now, I'm talking about Godzilla movies from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. That is 5 decades of Godzilla. Basically, it was a huge Godzilla-thon, and it was awesome. Now, I remember I would be like staying up until 5 a.m. My eyes would be like half open, I'd be half asleep. For example, Son of Godzilla would be playing on the movie screen, on the TV screen rather, and I'd be like, what the hell is going on? But at the same time, I was loving every minute of it. I'd be so interested in the lore, the characters, and yeah, the movies were cheesy, but they had a certain allure to them. Whether it was the bad English dubs, the obvious costumes, there was always something to appreciate from those movies, in my opinion. Now, fast forward to 2023, and you have Godzilla Minus One. And I just have to start off by saying, this movie is freaking awesome. I absolutely loved it. It really has the true feel of those original Godzilla movies. You get the classic slow dooming type of music. Godzilla's roar. And of course, the ultimate attack of Godzilla's huge atomic breath. In this movie, I'm just going to give my general thoughts of everything. I'm going to keep it pretty spoiler free, but there will be minor plot points, images, video, audio, little things on screen like that. But for the most part, it's going to be spoiler free. But if you want to stay away from all that stuff, watch the movie first, then watch this video. And that'll be the best way to go about it. But it's going to be mostly avoiding spoilers. So starting off with the plot, I really liked how they tied everything close to the real life events that happened around this time. And they did a really good job of capturing the feeling of the drama and the moments. And it felt real and it felt serious. And I appreciate how they shot and wrote everything in this film related to those catastrophic events. Now, the main character, he's a kamikaze pilot for Japan, and I believe this is around the time of the First World War. And he's basically looked at as a major failure. He didn't do his job, thus the US ended up dropping the atomic bomb in Japan, and that would be one of the worst catastrophic events of all history. So the main character, this kamikaze pilot, throughout the whole film, he carries this burden on his shoulders. And he does a really good job through his body language, his facial expressions, everything like that. The actor does a stunning job of just telling the story of how he really messed up for his country. And everyone sees him as like a shameful person, basically. And he has to pave his road to redemption. Some other characters I liked in this movie was the scientist and the ship crew. Now, this isn't spoilers, but it's a minor plot point that I'm going to talk about. So there's a scene where the scientist is kind of demonstrating on how to take down Godzilla. And I just found that scene really cool and entertaining. Whether it was from the scientist acting super serious, he had these cool, like detailed illustrations of Godzilla and how to capture him. You had all the ship crew members in the room, is this huge room, and everyone's hyper focused. It's basically like they're going to D-Day, but with Godzilla. And you better take it serious. This is a huge ass monster that breathes atomic breath. So that's why like I found this particular scene pretty engaging and good overall. And then of course, there's the monster himself, Godzilla, and he looks freaking awesome in this movie. There's a specific scene early into the movie that involves water, and Godzilla in that scene, it's just astonishing how amazing he looks. I was truly blown away. Like, it's crazy how good CGI has gotten over the years, because the details on Godzilla in this scene is crazy. Whether it's from his scales or the detail to his eyes or his teeth when he's like kind of smiling, it's kind of sinister in such a like freaky way, you know what I mean? And one more thing that I love about Godzilla in this movie is the atomic breath attack. Now, I don't think this has been done before, but when Godzilla does his breath attack in this movie, it's a slow buildup of the attack. Each scale on his tail and his body slowly pops up as he charges everything, and as they're popping up, you get the blue hue of the light glowing, and it's like a power meter in a video game, or like Goku from Dragon Ball Z charging up his Kamehameha to like make it super powerful. So I felt that like kind of akin to anime and comic books, but it felt like truly scary seeing it too with how realistic the CGI looked. So that was super cool and badass. And as mentioned before, the characters are great in this movie, but so is the drama and overall feel. It's not just mindless action. You really get good character arcs, you get set pieces, costume designs. Everything feels very Japanese and authentic, which it should because it's a Toho production and these films are originally Japanese. And it does feel like one of the original 1960s Toho films brought to life in 2023. I thought they really nailed everything in that regard. The audio and video effects are top notch in this movie. As I mentioned before, you have the classic Toho score, Godzilla's iconic roar, but you also have like those musical set pieces during the experiment and when they're battling Godzilla at sea that just keep you like at the edge of your seat or wondering, hey, what's going to happen next? There's such good musical set pieces that blend in with the movie so well. This movie just does everything good. It hits every category and every notch great, and it just might be the best movie of 2023. And on top of that, it might be the best Godzilla movie of all time. But we'll look at that another day because there's a lot of good Godzilla movies to pick from, right? But anyways, that's it for this one. I give Godzilla Minus One a 9 out of 10. I freaking love this movie. I want to watch it again. Let me know what you think about it. I'm looking forward to what else is coming through the Godzilla lore next. I heard something about King Kong and hopefully more Toho productions because that would be awesome. And yeah, let me know what you think about it. And that's it for this. Until next time, I'll catch you again. Take care. Peace.